You're playing checkers. Everyone around you is playing checkers. But there's someone in the room playing chess, and you don't even know the game has changed. That person is 3 moves ahead while you're still reacting to the last move. That person is Ayanokoji, and the reason you lose isn't because you're stupid. It's because you don't know the rules of the real game. Intelligence isn't about knowing more. It's about thinking strategically. Today I'm teaching you the exact tactics Ayanokoji uses to outsmart everyone without them even knowing they're being played. This is how to win every interaction by thinking like a chess master instead of a checkers player. This is strategic intelligence. Let me show you what's happening to you right now. In every conversation, in every negotiation, in every conflict, there's a power dynamic. Most people don't see it. They think everyone is playing fair, sharing information equally, being honest about intentions. That's checkers thinking. In checkers, all pieces are equal. Every move is obvious. But in chess, pieces have different values. Knights move differently than bishops. Pawns are sacrificed for strategic position. And the king, the real objective, stays hidden behind layers of protection. Here's what's actually happening. When you walk into a conversation, the person who asks questions controls the frame. The person who reveals less has more leverage. The person who thinks 3 steps ahead already knows how the interaction will end. Before you've made your second move, you're operating on 1 level. They're operating on 3. You think you're having a conversation. They're executing a strategy. And by the time you realize you've been maneuvered, the game is already over. Ayanokoji does this constantly. When someone confronts him, he doesn't react. He's already predicted this confrontation 3 days ago. He's already planned his response. He's already set up the pieces so that whatever the other person does, he wins. That's not genius. That's preparation meets strategic thinking. You're about to learn both. The 6 tactics that separate chess players from checkers players. Master these and you'll never be outmaneuvered again. Tactic 1, information asymmetry. Control what you reveal. The person with more information wins. But here's the key. It's not about knowing more. It's about revealing less. In every interaction, you're either gathering information or giving it away. Smart people do the former. Average people do the latter. When someone asks you a question, your instinct is to answer completely. Wrong. Answer the minimum required. Then ask a question back. Now you're extracting information while protecting yours. Example, someone asks, "What are you working on?" Average response, "Oh, I'm building this app that does XYZ." Smart response, "Just exploring some ideas." What about you? You gave nothing. You learned something. Over time, you have a complete picture of them. They have fragments of you. That's information asymmetry. That's leverage. Ayanokoji never volunteers information. He answers questions with questions. He deflects. He redirects. And slowly, silently, he knows everything while revealing nothing. Tactic 2. Ask questions, don't give answers. Whoever is answering is losing ground. Whoever is asking is in control. Why? Because questions set the frame. They determine what gets discussed. They put the other person in reactive mode. And most importantly, questions reveal the other person's thinking without revealing yours. Practice this. In every conversation, aim for a 3-to-1 ratio. 3 questions for every statement you make. Not interrogation, strategic curiosity. How did you approach that? What made you choose that option? What's your thinking on this? You sound interested. You sound engaged. But you're actually profiling their decision-making process, their values, their blind spots. Ayanokoji does this with surgical precision. He asks 1 question and learns 10 things from the answer. Not what they said, how they said it, what they avoided, what they emphasized. Questions are intelligence gathering disguised as conversation. Tactic 3, the Socratic method. Make them convince themselves. You don't win arguments by being right. You win by making the other person realize they're wrong on their own. This is the Socratic method. Instead of stating your position, ask questions that expose the flaws in theirs. Someone says, "I don't need to study, I'm naturally smart." Don't argue. Ask, what happens if someone naturally smart also studies hard? How do you compete with that? They'll either realize the flaw or dig deeper into denial. Either way, you didn't argue. You just guided them to a conclusion. This is powerful because people don't resist their own ideas. They resist yours, so make your idea theirs. Lelouch does this constantly. He doesn't command, he suggests through questions until people think they came up with the plan themselves. That's strategic influence. That's how you control outcomes without anyone knowing you're controlling them. Tactic 4, predictive thinking. See 3 moves ahead. Checkers players react to the current move. Chess players see the entire sequence. When someone makes a move, ask yourself, if I respond this way, what will they do next? And if they do that, what's my counter? Map out the decision tree before you act. This prevents you from being surprised. Ayanokoji is never caught off guard because he's already wargamed every scenario. Example, someone challenges you publicly. Immediate reaction is to defend, but think ahead. If you defend, they'll attack harder. If you attack back, it escalates. If you ignore, they claim victory. What's the fourth option? Agree with part of their point, redirect to their weakness, and exit the conversation. Now you look reasonable, they look aggressive, and you controlled the narrative. That's thinking 3 moves ahead. Practice this daily. Before any important conversation, game out the scenarios. What will they say? What are my 3 responses? What will they say to each? Which path leads to my desired outcome? Then execute that path. This is exhausting at first, but after 100 reps, it becomes automatic. Tactic 5, strategic sacrifice. Lose battles to win wars. Sometimes the smartest move is letting someone think they won. You give up something small to gain something big. You lose an argument to gather information. You let them feel superior to lower their guard. This is advanced. Most people's ego can't handle losing even when losing is winning. Ayanokoji sacrifices his reputation constantly. He lets people think he's average. He lets others take credit. He loses small confrontations. Why? Because while they're celebrating their small victory, he's positioning for the real win. And when he finally moves, they never see it coming, because they underestimated him the entire time. Learn to sacrifice ego for strategy. Let people think they're smarter. Let them think they won. Meanwhile, you're 3 steps ahead, setting up the real checkmate. This requires discipline. Your pride will resist, override it. Strategic sacrifice is the most powerful tactic because it makes you invisible until you're unstoppable. Tactic 6, controlled unpredictability. Break your patterns. If people can predict you, they can control you. Predictability is weakness. Be strategically inconsistent. Sometimes be generous, sometimes be firm. Sometimes engage, sometimes withdraw. Not randomly, strategically. You want people to never quite know which version of you they're getting. This keeps them off balance. They can't prepare if they can't predict. Ayanokoji does this masterfully. Sometimes he helps classmates. Sometimes he's completely selfish. Sometimes he's friendly. Sometimes he's cold. You can't profile him because he has no consistent pattern. This isn't being fake. This is controlled unpredictability for strategic advantage. Make your moves based on what serves you, not based on what people expect. They'll call you confusing. Good. Confusion is control. When they can't predict you, they can't outmaneuver you. Here's how you actually implement this. Start with information control. For the next week, practice revealing 50% less than you normally would in conversations. Notice how much more you learn when you talk less. Next, in every conversation, track your question-to-statement ratio. Aim for 2 questions per statement. Practice curiosity as intelligence gathering. Then, start wargaming conversations before they happen. Important meeting? Game out 5 scenarios in your responses. Disagreement coming? Map the decision tree. Do this 10 times and it becomes second nature. For strategic sacrifice, identify one area where your ego is blocking strategy. Maybe you always need to be right in arguments. Practice letting someone else be right while you learn their thinking. Watch how much information they reveal when they think they're winning. For unpredictability, identify your most predictable pattern. Maybe you're always nice. Be strategically firm once. Maybe you always respond to text fast. Delay strategically. Break 1 pattern per week. Notice how people's behavior toward you changes when you become less readable. Most importantly, remember this. Strategy isn't manipulation. If you're playing a game everyone else is already playing. You're not changing the rules. You're just learning the real rules. Ayanokoji isn't manipulating people. He's operating at a level most people don't see. And once you start operating there too, you'll realize everyone around you is already trying to do this. They're just bad at it. You're about to get good at it. You're not smarter than everyone, but you can think more strategically than everyone. Information asymmetry. Questions over answers. Socratic method. Predictive thinking. Strategic sacrifice. Controlled unpredictability. These 6 tactics transform you from a checkers player into a chess master. You stop reacting. You start positioning. You stop being moved. You start moving others. And the beautiful thing? They never know they're being outmaneuvered because you're 3 moves ahead while they're still processing the current move. That's not evil, that's strategy. Master this, and you don't just outsmart people, you make them think they're winning while you're setting up the real checkmate. That's the game. Now go play it. If you're implementing these tactics, comment which one you're starting with. And if you want more strategic frameworks like this, subscribe. We're building real power here.